So as you may or may not know, there are a bunch of layers to this crypto market. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about my top 5 infrastructure layer, my top 5 layer ones in cryptocurrency in the top 100 right now. Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today, I want to run through these top 5s for you guys. We're going to start talking about the different layers of cryptocurrency. Now, we're going to start off today with the layer ones. These are the layers that the other applications are going to be built on top of. These are the ones that should have a bunch of value just floating around, TVL, value locked, total value locked in their ecosystem, and could be some major opportunities for crypto investors, new and old. So if you're excited about that, like the video, and let's just get right into it with the first coin that I want to talk about from this list, which is Avalanche. Now, if you watched my channel before, you know I've been big on Avalanche. We talked about Avalanche a long time ago when it only had aspirations of being a layer 2 to scale Ethereum, but then it said, you know what, why go ahead and try to fix something that is broken? Why not just start from scratch and do what we're doing over there at Avalanche? Now, coming down to on CoinGecko right here, if you don't know what CoinGecko is, it is a place where we look for all the stats. The stats are there are 720 million of these coins that will ever be invented, and the market cap right now is at $4 billion. When we scroll down, we can see that the all-time high was 2 years ago. This coin got to $144. I still think that Avalanche has a bunch of potential just based on the amount of users that it's going to have in the future. Also, so when we come right here to the website, we can see it is your typical website for any enterprise application platform, but you have to dig a little deeper. If you go right here into the communities tab, you will see that there is a huge ecosystem being built up on top of Avalanche right now, and one of the reasons why I like Avalanche is because of their partners, is because of the people building applications on Avalanche, and I know those applications are going to be used, which is going to bring value back to Avalanche. And one of those partners is they're partnered with the Alibaba Cloud. They announced this partnership on May 4th, and also they have a partnership with AWS with the folks over there at Amazon, and they have a ton of more partnerships in their ecosystem right now, and a lot of people are using Avalanche, and they actually have a pretty nice DeFi ecosystem if you are into passive income. So I think that's going to be something that once people start earning more money in crypto, and once people start moving their assets over to crypto assets, then Avalanche will be a nice valuable option for people to use. These are some of the people who are also rumored and on paper to be partnered with Avalanche or using Avalanche, partnered with Avax, Cisco, Google, Microsoft. Heard of them? Morgan Stanley, NASA. Have you ever heard of NASA or Harvard, Princeton? So these are some of the people who are using Avalanche, and yeah, can't say enough about Avalanche. So number two is probably a wild card because it is the newest token on this list. Actually, there's a token that is older on this list but also newer, but this is the newest one on this list, and that is Sui. Now, Sui right now, there is 10 billion of these tokens that will ever be minted, and the market cap right now is sitting at $400 million. Now, before we get into Sui a little bit more, let's take a look at this right here. Layer 1 blockchain Sui raises $300 million at a $2 billion valuation for Sui. So that's pretty good right there for Sui. Pretty good right there for Sui to be earning all that money. Got some venture participation from Binance Labs, from Coinbase, A16Z. They're always jumping into the good crypto projects. Circle Ventures. So they're being backed by some of the most biggest companies in crypto. Binance Labs, Coinbase. Those are the top two right now as far as crypto goes and exchanges value, and how much money they move around for and in the crypto market. So nice to see that those are some of the people investing in the Sui blockchain. They have a nice ecosystem of projects being built, and they are very, very new. So this is something that you can get in early to, and I can guarantee, I won't guarantee, but I probably can, that there will be some airdrop opportunities where some people will just be giving away free cryptos for experimenting with the Sui ecosystem. There's also money to have developers build new applications on top of Sui. And yeah, so it is a nice coin to look into, and it made the top 5 from the top 100, and it's at number 99. It might even drop out of the top 100 at some point in the next couple days. Now, the next one that I want to talk to you guys about, some of y'all are going to call me boring for this, but Ethereum. Can't really do nothing without Ethereum right now in the market. And some people might have said, hey, how come you didn't talk about OP or Arbitrum or ZK? Because those are layer 2s, and all those trickle down to Ethereum. The more layer 2s, the more applications we have built on those layer 2s, the more ETH is going to have to be bridged over to those layer 2s. I love it. I love it. So ETH ain't going nowhere. ETH ain't going nowhere. A lot of things got to fail for ETH to go somewhere. A lot of money got to be lost, more than just, the TVL of 100 billion or something, or 10 billion or whatever the TVL is. I don't even know what the TVL is. Anyways, I'm just rambling. But looking at it right here, these are some people who are playing with ETH and using it, integrating it. We got Amazon Web Services. They're all over the crypto market right now. We got BNP, which they sold to the BMO folks. So it's BMO. They got Citibank, which we know has been in crypto for a while. We got Comcast, Fidelity, Google, Hewlett Packard, JP Morgan Chase, all of the big names. There's some bunch of big names, and of course they're working with Ethereum. Had to remind everybody about the king of layer 1s, about the first and the layer 1s, but it does have its problems. Okay, it does have its problems, so gotta give it that as well. So this one is going to be a pretty interesting one that I have to talk about. This is the oldest coin that we have in the market, but also it's the newest thing. That's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has what's called ordinals being built on top of Bitcoin, and ordinals is a very, very interesting ecosystem, making Bitcoin a very interesting layer 1 for very interesting reasons. And it's a lot more complicated than I can talk about in the 1 minute that I want to spend on telling you guys that Bitcoin is one of my top layer 1s. But that's the reason, the things being built on top of Bitcoin right now are so innovative that I could never even have imagined. There's some very smart people who are doing things that I never could have imagined, some of the things that could be done on this blockchain. But I see how valuable they are. I see how valuable it is to have something be immutable, a piece of code be immutable and sent to the Bitcoin blockchain, to have NFTs that don't need to have IPFS actually hold the image. You can actually have this data stored on the Bitcoin blockchain. This is huge. This is going to be a huge layer 1, and as long as people are developing the Bitcoin blockchain, and as long as people want to have scaling solutions for Bitcoin, which is a very controversial subject for some reason, as long as people want to have scaling solutions for Bitcoin, I think it will be a very huge layer 1. Even though ordinals and stamps and all these different proposals are in their infancy, the things that they can do are pretty amazing. So I want to see more development for Bitcoin in the layer 1 sector, and maybe we get some layer 2s really building on Bitcoin. And last but not least on this list is Hbar. Hbar, the Ethereum killer, so they called it the Ethereum killer. I don't like calling it that because they have carved out their own lane. Okay, Hbar said, you know what, y'all want to hate on a lot of the centralized folks and this and that. Well, they need blockchains too, and we have solutions in those areas that need help, and that's where Hbar is tackling. I love to see what Hbar is doing, and they also have a very nice ecosystem. Their governing council consists of a lot of the companies that you've heard of before who are going to be bringing value to this ecosystem. We got IBM, Boeing, T-Mobile, to name a few. Also, this right here is one of the reasons why I'm also big on Hbar, which is the sustainability, assets verification, and tokenization on a public ledger. This is very interesting because the sustainability sector has a bunch of problems with verification. The sustainability sector is going to be one of the most, it's going to be the biggest growing ecosystem. There's going to be AI, there's going to be a lot of things. So I can't even say the biggest, but companies, governments everywhere have put forth proposals to try to go in a more sustainable way of living for the human people. There are these proposals of a ton of money being sent around. Now, a lot of people see this as a bad thing because there's been some bad actors, there's been some people manipulating the system, which always happens. So we need a way for people not to manipulate the system. So lack of audibility, analog systems, friction in project audit and verification, lack of price transparency. They're solving all of these issues for an entire market. We have one token that is solving a bunch of issues through a bunch of projects to solve a bunch of issues for an entire market. Seeing things like this is why we want to invest in crypto in the first place. If it could solve a real life problem, like, hey, how are we going to transition to sustainability? You can't just say, hey, we're going to cut off the gas and put everybody who works at a gas station, everybody who drives gas around, everybody who uses gas doesn't have any gas anymore. But you have to find a way to wean people off gas. There has to be incentives. There has to be ways for companies to transition over in a more polite way, as far as the sustainability transition goes. But Hbar and Hbar Guardian and a bunch of stuff that they're doing over there is good. It's good for that sector, and this is why these are my top 5. So we got Avax, Sui, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Hbar. That's my top 5 layer ones in the market, and I can go on about these coins all day. I just wanted to give you guys a bunch of surface level reasons why I really like these tokens. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if there's a token that I left on here. Should I do my top 200? Because once we get into the top 200, we start getting into some amazing projects. Y'all think positive things will happen? Did I say like and subscribe? We on the road to 10K. Let's get it. RIP to crypto roots, and remember, never finish a negative statement about currency. Till next time, peace.